Good afternoon, everyone. This is probably our second or third class. Still, we are into the basics. In the previous one or two classes, we are going very slowly. We have seen which is the textbook, what is your syllabus. This is your textbook for those people who are attending the class today. This is your prescribed textbook, Simon Hiking, Barry Van Veen. Okay. And this is the syllabus. You can just get it in your VTA website, 18 scheme. We have started in the introductory class regarding the basic definition of signal and system. We have seen already what is a signal and what is the significance of any signal and how the communication takes place, what is the role of any signal. As you are from electrical background and you might be doing many lab experiments as well, you should be very well versed with the properties of signals as well. Okay, because you're using the signal generators and CROs, you're good at using devices. Signal plays a very important role for especially circuit branches. Okay. Now we are into these classification of signals. Okay, we have just started. We have seen the basic definitions. We are now in the classification of signals. These notes anyhow you can get it, whoever are attending today. I have already uploaded this in your WhatsApp and even I will put it in the Google Classroom. You can go through it. Basics, what is a signal, and in day-to-day life many signals you deal with, you come across. So generally what is a signal and what is a system, we have discussed about this. Okay. Then communication system. Now coming to the classification, this was the general broader classification. Okay. Out of which we have completed this continuous time and discrete time, which is the basic general classification which applies to most of the concepts in signals and system subject. Whenever you come across any one particular concept, it will be having both continuous part and discrete part. So it is a general classification. Then remaining four still we need to do. Okay, we have not started them. Now in the last class, we have started with elementary signals. Okay. Continuous and discrete time. What is a continuous time? Which varies continuously with respect to time. The amplitude is present at all the points. 0.00001 second also you will get the amplitude. Just like my voice signal, no doubt my voice signal has certain pauses, certain commas, because I cannot speak non-stop. Yeah, I'm taking in between the pauses. However, whatever I'm talking, it is not breaking, okay? It's continuous. My voice is an example of continuous time signal. And for discrete time, we will get the amplitude values only at some specified time values. That is discrete time. Elementary signals, I hope it is visible to everyone. We have started with the first elementary signal, exponential signal. Again, as I said, general classification is continuous and discrete time. So if I am dealing with exponential signal, even exponential signal will be having two types, continuous time and discrete time. We have already dealt about this. We have seen for any of these signal types, how it is written, how it is defined, how it is written mathematically, and how it is drawn graphically. So three aspects we have seen. So for exponential signal, I am just taking this fast because I am just summarizing. I am just glancing over whatever we have completed. Okay. Then as I start the new concept, I'll become slow. Anyhow, it's just a recalling of the concepts. Exponential signal. This is the equation for exponential signal. C is a constant, A is a constant. So we have seen two different cases when the value of A, if it is positive and negative, how you draw the signal. Okay. For C, for generally it's amplitude value, just like you have seen sine omega t, cos omega t, A sine omega t, A is the amplitude, just like that, C is the amplitude. For simplicity, just to analyze how the shape of the graph looks like, we have taken, for examples, C equal to 1. It will make your calculation simpler. Then A is equal to, there are two conditions. Less than 0 means negative value. So if I take a is equal to -1, your equation changes to x of t will be equal to c is 1 e to the power of a is -1 into t. Now what we have to do? Just go on substituting t values 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to infinity, and similarly on the negative side -1, -2, -3 up to -infinity. So for just a trial and error method, some 4-5 points we have substituted. Remaining also you can continue. If we substitute, we will get these values. I have put here blank because I was not having the calculator with me, so I kept it blank. You just put the whatever values you get, then take a graph paper or neatly on the same book, on the same paper, you draw horizontal and vertical axis, mark the horizontal axis as the time, vertical axis as your signal. Then what all values you have got here for different p values, mark those points. Okay, you can see here different points I have marked here. For 0, it is amplitude is 1. T is equal to 0, amplitude is 1. Here it is, I have marked. Okay. Similarly, different points you mark it, try to join all the points, you will get a curve like this. This is one analysis. And I have told you, even if you change a value, here I have taken sample -1, you can take -2, -3, -4, any negative value. The condition is just less than 0. Take any negative value, the shape of the curve will remain the same. No doubt your amplitude values will change. But if you try to draw this graph, the shape remains the same. It is exponentially decreasing signal. And we are talking about continuous. For continuous time, t, small t is the variable. Similarly, if you go to a positive, second side, okay, two conditions are there. One is negative, just now we have seen. The other case is positive. You can see here, positive value, if a is greater than 0, so any positive value. If that is the case, what will happen? This is the shape of the curve. Repeat the same thing. Take the equation, put the values c and a as 1, 1. X of t will become e raised to t. Then go on substituting p values, you will get a curve like this. Fine. This is about exponential signal, which is continuous in nature. Now coming to the discrete, I think this was some homework I had given, if I remember. Let's first see the equation, then we'll talk about the work. This is your equation in comparison to your continuous time. In case of continuous time exponential signal, it was x of t. If you see here, it is x of n. I hope it is clear to you. It's a bit blurred. C is a constant. Here it was e to the power of some value a into t. Here it is alpha raised to n. No doubt, again alpha is equal to e to the power of beta only. Again some exponent has come, but indirectly. Okay. For alpha, beta and c, these are all the constant terms. And we have seen in continuous time exponential signal, only two cases came. A value, you have taken either negative or positive, you have got two graphs. But in case of discrete time, some 3 conditions or 4 conditions exist. Those 4 conditions we have to check we have to choose the values under those conditions, and we should check how the shape of the graph looks like. I think this was the homework given to you. I hope few of you have tried this homework. Anybody? If anybody has tried? Because I was not having any communicating medium like HRMS, because in HRMS, once you submit your assignment, it is visible to me. Whatever you do your homework, no need to put it into the WhatsApp group and message me personally. You can just put your answer, whatever, you can directly upload your completed work, handwritten, as a PDF, CAM scanner, put it in the HRMS, it is visible to me. Anybody has done the homework, please you can answer me in the chat box, or you can unmute and answer me. Not a single person. See, when I asked about the homework, one person left. No one has tried. I'm not asking about completion. I'm asking about trying. Both are different. Good. Okay, good. I think Shrishti has done one. Any other from boys? So shall I give some more time to all of you? I will explain any one. Remaining three will be a work. Will that be fine? I will explain one to you now. Remaining three you try at least. That we can do it for today because as we have a long gap. So let's let me explain this. Okay, let's start with. Okay, somebody has messaged. Okay, fine. Let me start with the first condition. In exponential signal which is continuous time, we have two conditions, a negative or positive, but here we come across alpha four different values, conditions. Okay. The first condition I am taking, it is alpha greater than 1. See, whenever some powers come, okay, raised to powers will come, it is easier if you take either tens or twos. Okay. It is very easy for you to get it. Even if you don't have calculators. So that's why for my ease what I have taken, alpha value I have taken it as 2. For my ease, it will make the work easier, okay, those powers. Hence, for this condition, the condition is alpha value, whatever you choose. What is alpha? Alpha is, what is your equation? X of n. Why I am taking n? Because we are dealing with discrete time exponential signal. So I am taking x of n, small n, both are small. X indicates the function, n is your variable, time variable, which is equal to c, some constant, into alpha raised to n. I hope it looks like alpha raised to n. So for my ease, I will take c as 1. You can take any value, no issues. Here, the first condition is the alpha value should be greater than 1. So for my ease, I have taken alpha as 2 because the calculations will become easier. Just substitute both values, what you will get? 1 into alpha is 2 raised to n. So your equation for exponential signal in discrete time is this, x of n is equal to 2 raised to n. Now we have got the equation. The next step is we should now check how the shape of the graph looks like. Sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, as we have now got the equation, we now have to see the shape of the graph. So for that, what we have to do, we have n as the variable. So just go on substituting n as different values. That's what has been done here. You can see I have started with 0, you can start with -1 or +1. It's your wish, because if you check a scale, if this is your 0 point, this point onwards to the right hand side all are positive values, and from this end to the left hand side all are negative values. So what I have done, I have taken 0, then 1, 2, 3, all right hand side values I have substituted, then I have taken negative. You can take any, no issues. So if I substitute n is equal to 0, what will happen? if I take n is equal to 0. 2 to the power of 0. Let me just mark this, it is easy. 2 to the power of 0, first value, which is equal to 1. That's why if you see here, I have drawn a graph. Horizontal line indicates, here it is hidden, it is n, okay, small n. Vertical axis indicates your signal, x of n in general. And the first value at a time n is equal to 0, I have marked amplitude 1. Okay, this is the point. Don't encircle it, I'm just highlighting it for you people. The amplitude value, this distance covered, okay, this value is 1. Because we have got n is equal to 0, if you substitute, the signal value is 1. I hope this much is clear to everyone. Then coming to the next, substitute n is equal to 1. If I take n is equal to 1, 2 to the power of 1 will become 2. That's why at n is equal to 1, horizontal axis is the time. N is equal to 1, I have not written here, you can write it like this. This is 2, okay. Just make a judgment and like this, you can just divide the scale 1, 2, 3, 4 like that, okay. You can do it much more neatly. At n is equal to 1, point it as 2. Similarly, next step, substitute n is equal to 2. So 2 to the power of 2 will become 4. See why I have chosen alpha as 2. It is easy to calculate. You can take any value, no problem. But if in case some fractional values come, it will become difficult. So it is easy if you take alpha as 2. So n is equal to 2, 4. You can check n is equal to 2. The amplitude value is 4. Right? So these are the lines. Likewise, I have taken 0, 1 and 2. You continue another 2, 3. You can just see here, I don't have a place. Like this, it will continue. Okay? It keeps on increasing like that up to infinity, positive side. You can see here, you should not join. Okay? You should not join. Let me show you. Something like this. Don't join it. I'm just showing you. Like this, it is increasing towards the positive side. Like this, it will continue. It goes on increasing. Don't join. You should not, because it is not a continuous time signal. Just for your reference, I'm showing you how the graph looks like. It is increasing, exponentially increasing signal it is. We have tried only positive side. Similarly, what you do, try for the negative side. Just put negative values of n. Put n is equal to -1. You will get 2 to the power of -1, which is 1 by 2, which is 0.5. So if you see here, it is less than this. Here I have marked it as 1. Here it should be half. Okay. Likewise, take n is equal to -2. 2 to the power of -2. 1 by 4, which is 0.25. Again, much lesser than the earlier. See where it is, if it is 0.5, here it is again a little bit less, half of it. So on the left hand side, if you just try to join, don't join, just I'm showing you the shape. Likewise, it goes on decreasing. So how it actually looks like, if this is your graph, this is your negative side, this is your positive side. From somewhere minus infinity, some very small little minute values it is coming, it should increase, okay? The shape is wrong. Likewise, it should increase like this. No doubt I am drawing it continuous just to show you, but how it should be like this. It keeps on increasing like this up to positive infinity. This is the shape of the curve. Now, I have drawn this with the help of these values. C equals to 1, alpha equals to 2. You can try with alpha equals to 10. No problem. The calculations will become much simpler. If you take alpha equals to 10, no doubt amplitude may vary. Okay, whatever this 1, 2, 4.5 you have got here, those values will vary, but shape of the curve remains the same. Okay? So out of 4 conditions for discrete time exponential signal, I have done one. You all have to try a remaining 3. I hope you will take this very seriously and at least try. So the first condition, the homework is alpha value should be between 0 and 1. So between 0 and 1 means what? This is 0 and if this is 1, somewhere here, okay, any point, take any value in between 0 and 1. So in between 0 and 1, how many values are there? 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6. So 10 or even if you want to take 0.001, no problem. But it will be easy if you take middle value. Because if you take middle value, that is half. Again, 1 by 2. The powers of 2, it is easy to calculate. Fine? So you can take 1 by 2 or you can even take 0.1 also, no problem. Calculations will become easier. So here, for my reference, I have taken 1 by 2. So choose C as 1 for every case, easy calculations. For second, this case, choose alpha as 1 by 2 and try to figure out how the graph looks like. This is one homework. Let me show you the remaining. The next condition is alpha should be between 0 and minus 1. Means what? If this is your graph, if this is the range, minus 1 and plus 1, somewhere in between these 2 points, alpha value should be. So you can take again, for mine I have taken minus 0.5 because it involves 1 by 2. 2's powers, easy. You can take 0.1 also, but it should be negative, okay, because we are dealing with the negative side. So this is the second homework. You have to check with, you have to choose these 2 values, C and alpha, see the equation, substitute different n values, check the amplitudes, and based on those amplitudes, try to draw the graph. Next, last case, alpha less than minus 1. What do you mean by alpha less than minus 1? This is your graph, this is your 0 point. Somewhere here if I put minus 1, less than minus 1 means any value beyond this, okay, not this. So less than minus 1 means you can take minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, any value. So again, for my simplicity is, I have taken minus 2. It will be easy for me to calculate. So these 3 are the homeworks for you. I hope you will do this time. First is between 0 and 1, choose alpha as half. Next is choose alpha as minus half, range is between 0 to minus 1. Third one, alpha is less than minus 1, that is choose alpha as minus 2. So for these 3 cases, try to analyze the shape of the graph. So this is about the first elementary signals. Anybody remember how many elementary signals we are going to deal with? I had told you already. I had given this information in the previous class. How many are there for you? How many elementary signals you are going to study? Please be interactive. I know it's a very tough time. It's afternoon time. very difficult to concentrate. Please be interactive. How many elementary signals we are going to study? We had started the concept of this classification. After classification, we started elementary signals. First one we have dealt, exponential signal. Under exponential, both continuous and discrete we have studied. So the next type, you can just see on the screen, it is sinusoidal. You can see it below. So likewise, how many elementary signals you people have to study? I had told about this. Six, okay. Yes, there are actually 6 elementary signals, including these exponential and sinusoidal. However, if you remember, I told you it will become 12 because each elementary signal you will study both continuous time and discrete time. So totally 12. However, one specific signal, both continuous and discrete. So likewise, not 6, 12 different elementary signals you are going to study. I have to start with the next sinusoidal. I think I am running out of time. So what I will do, I will stop here. You people rejoin the link using the same. Okay, rejoin.